Show Muhammad. Now only you are come.
Now, for now, others are coming, perhaps.
More wait for them for like some few 3-5 minutes, I think.
Okay.
Wait. Give me the second water. You see the Wanda. Hello, Madam
Good evening, sir.
Oluwaseyi of Africa.
Good evening, sir.
How market now?
Ah, oh God, it's been a very long day.
Pick me, give me the level tally, right? I be parliament le produce lady. What do you even do for themselves? Say you are chief projects. Yeah, you are the one involved in the creation of new factories, of new what thing they call themselves, new implementations, support. Yeah, I've been to your
Yeah,
office
part of
once.
what I
A
do.
very fine office. That office is
Mm-hmm.
fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Ah, well, it's out there.
Sure, yeah, I get that. Where is everybody? Not only you are come, you
Okay.
and your guy. Okay, so
I'm sure they are
let's
joining.
do let's for like let's wait for like 3 minutes.
All right, sir. That's
kíláàsì èèyàn méjì péré Sodiq ṣé ò ní bá mi pa àwọn èèyàn báyìí. Ah, àǹtí àti bọ̀dá nìkan ló wà ní kíláàsì. Mohammed àti Adam Aisha. Hello, ẹ ṣáà mọ ọjà máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ báyìí. Make we start, make we dey continue like that.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, Madam Oluwaseyi.
Sir.
Can you briefly attempt telling me one thing you learned in the last class? Ẹ jẹ́wọ́ o, ẹ ti gbàgbé gbogbo ẹ̀.
No, not gbogbo. So the replacement of knowledge areas and processes with domain, tasks, and enablers.
Sorry, again. Sorry, I didn't hear you well.
I said the replacement, the change, whatever word, or focus on knowledge areas and processes, focus shifting from those to domain, tasks, and enablers.
Yes, tell us more. Yes. What are shifts? Are they related? Is it a total begin again, or are they related? What's the thinking?
Learn that there are 3 domains.
Okay. Madam Oluwaseyi, what you do your network today?
Because it as a reclassify, because the domain I don't know well.
The domain what?
Can you hear me better?
It's gradually getting better.
Okay. All right. So I said that domain is more like the high level knowledge area.
Okay.
Now, yes. Tasks are the responsibilities within each of the domain area.
Okay.
While the enablers are the work that is associated with the tasks. We said they are more like a guideline or a framework, and they are not limited to what has been provided by PMI.
So those are the enablers you just described.
Yes, the enablers, yes. So you mentioned that there are about 133 of them.
Okay.
So, like I was saying, from going over 10 knowledge areas to about 3, covering people, processes, and the business environment. So it's a whole, how do I put it now? It's a whole new rethinking. Not that the elements are different, no, but it's still early in the journey, but he holds some promise. It sounds very, very interesting.
It sounds interesting.
For me, honestly.
Why? Why do you regard it as interesting?
I think that because it's more, so you're looking at it from 3 lenses now.
Okay.
And I expect every other thing to fall under, and the three lenses are the domain areas in this case. So everything people is under domain, the people domain. Everything processes under the process domain. And the last one, I'm waiting to see what we'll be looking at under business environment.
Yes. You have your manual now.
Me, materially download the manual.
Why? Okay, so that error you talked about.
Yes. But as in me, I don't know what is wrong with my account. Because I move, I couldn't get anything. So I checked back the link I had before. It was those videos that we used last time. So there was nothing really fresh for me to read.
Oh, okay. Okay. I get that. I get that. I get that. I get that. Okay. We'll fix that. We'll fix that. Thank you very much, Madam Oluwaseyi.
Okay.
Oga Muhammad, how market? Shey you dey there abi na your name just I dey see.
I'm here.
You at this your distant voice.
You are my
Abeg talk well make we hear you Joe.
okay. Let me. What about now?
It's attempting getting
Is
better.
it better?
It's attempting to get better.
Okay. This Mark. Can you hear me clearly now?
This is far better.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oya tell us what's the proof that you were in last class?
Oh, interesting. Okay. The key thing, let me say the key things in last class is that I was able to, my brain was rewired to understand the connection between the old syllabus of PMP with the new syllabus, and I was able to connect the dots accordingly to be able to know what is the new thing and what is the old thing and why the old things are still relevant, even though there are additional stuff added to the new syllabus. I was able to understand it. That has been a worthwhile journey because, of course, the first two sessions, I was able to understand what GMI is all about. I was thinking we are going to build on that. But even though I remember I was told that the syllabus has changed. But what really changed is what I understood in the last session. So my hope now is that with the subsequent classes.
Oga Muhammad, you have not said anything. All what you have said is what Madam Oluwaseyi has said. Say something else. Your KLP must be unique. You cannot repeat what somebody has said. Speak something else. So yeah, quickly.
Okay, so initially we have 49 processes, and which is of course
we still have 49 processes. So there's no need to add initially. There are still just 49 processes.
The node syllabus, yes, and the earlier classes, I was able to understand that we have 49 processes, and we have 5 process groups, and we have 10 knowledge areas. And in the new syllabus, now we have 133 enablers, and those 133 enablers are actually under 35 tasks. And I was also able to understand the connection between lessons and tasks. But we have 5 lessons based on which is like the topic in the manual. And,
wait, sorry, is that all we discussed last class? Did we say something else, Mr. Muhammad? Yeah, repeating what Madam Oluwaseyi said. Did we say something else? There's no new thing that we said apart from this. We didn't discuss any of that.
Okay, let me explain what Madam Oluwaseyi did not mention. Okay, so I not be as if I'm copycatting, but I was talking from my head, not what she said.
Forget about if you talk from your head. If you talk from wherever. So say something different.
Yes, I have to say something different.
Oh yeah,
now in the new syllabus, you have 3 domains. 3 domains are majorly the first 2, which let me even say the process aspect is one of the old syllabus and some parts of the people aspect. While the business, the 3rd domain, which is the business, is it business angle or business management? I know it's business oriented, that one is more of new syllabus and it's few percentage, I think about 8%. That is what Madam Oluwaseyi have not said, which I have just said
struggle, put one small dot at the back.
So that is
no
that is
no
something of class.
No wahala. Okay. I don't know whether to continue now. Some people are not in class. Oh my God.
Why?
About,
Because the people are not in class, have you?
About entering another important fundamental thing.
Yeah.
You miss some Kai, you go just look mouth for the
Let's
rest of the class.
see.
No, we want to start jumping.
The lessons.
Yes, practically we just want to start the training. What we have been doing before now is attempting to start the training. Today is when we want to start. You can see that I'm using slide today now. Before now, all those ones is just introduction to the introduction. Today, go. You understand? And when we want to start,
because I see that.
Okay. You say something.
No, I see that on the slide there is creating a high-performing team. That's lesson number 1 now. That's the first lesson from what you sent to us last week.
Correct. Madam Oluwaseyi, I'm not comfortable with you not having this book necessarily. Because we'll be referring to it a lot. And it's not like you did not buy.
To try last week. I've also tried to log in again. It's still showing me the error, whatever. Can it be that it's because I have an account? Can it be? I don't know.
Does it have anything to do with it?
So why is it not showing?
Anything to do with it? It doesn't have anything to do with
I've tried to log on again. It's still showing me that error that I sent you the other day.
Can you send me a screenshot? Send me a screenshot on WhatsApp.
Okay. All right, I will. Sending it now. Sorry.
There you go. Okay. Thank you. So it's not good though. What did you click on that brought this error? Madam Oluwaseyi.
So the website address pmi.lowchoice.com.
Okay. Okay. It is when you went to the website address that I brought this. Did you get to your dashboard at all?
Yes.
So when
no, at all. It was the first day that I was able to access the dashboard. So last class, when you said we should go back to open the manual, no, was it? I think it was manual. That since then I've been having this. So I had this error that was why I couldn't. You kept saying that we should be able to access the. Is it the ECO?
Yes.
Or something. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. If you go to PMI,
then I remember that I tried again 2 days ago. I
If you
did
go
not
to
get the error, but he
pmi.lochoice.com,
also
what do
did
you
not
see?
take the dashboard.
I said go to pmi.lochoice.com. What do you see
He
there?
didn't take the dashboard. But
I can't hear you, Madam Oluwaseyi.
now is back to the server error application.
I said if you go to
PMI
pmi.lochoice.com, nothing at the back. If you go there, what do you see?
Hello choice. It's the same application, runtime error, same thing.
Use another browser.
Really?
Yeah, yes, use, go and look for Firefox or something. Or Chrome. Maybe it's the browser you're using.
But I should be able to. I'm using Edge. I'm using
I know.
Edge.
I know. Try another browser. Just try. Let's try. I think we are troubleshooting now.
All right. Let me
Beautiful. But while you try, you can try that later. I have sent you a confidential copy of mine. Okay, so let's just proceed. So can we all open up our manuals plus the
all right.
ECU?
PMI.lochoice.
You said what?
All right.
Madam Oluwaseyi, you said what?
No, I didn't say anything, sir.
I was hearing a voice. I thought it was yours.
No, not me. And I'm alone in the room. So
Oh yeah,
not my
gbogbo
side.
late comer. Èló ni fine yín? Mr. Ajani, your fine is $5,000. Madam Olubumi, you came late. Your own fine, e no go plenty. Just $7,000 péré. Payable in Bitcoin.
Well, yes, God.
Yes, of course, we agree there's God. You are late, Mr. Ajani. You are late. Capital L-A-T-E.
If I give you my excuse, you will consider me not late.
Ẹ gbà mí o. Okay o. I hear you.
But
So
anyway, let me accept that I'm late.
please open
So,
your ECO, please, everybody.
okay, it's open here. I've opened it. You said you should open manual and ECU, right?
Yes, open your manuals, open your ECO.
Okay.
In fact, from today, if it's possible for you to print your ECO, it will be very. If you can print your ECO, print your table of contents of the manual, and print the process table that I just shared in the group. Mr. Jani, can you see the process table I just shared in the group?
In the group?
Yes, in the WhatsApp group.
Okay. I mean, second, please.
Madam Olubumi, talk now. Okay, don't worry, I will
Okay,
not
yes.
collect the fine from you again.
I think.
Oga, àti fi
Same.
$7,000 àti fi dẹ́rùbà Madam Olubumi. She is mọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ wọn. Ó dáa, mi nígbà fine lọ́wọ́ yín mọ́ o, at least as at today, mi nígbà. Madam Olubumi, talk now. Ó dáa. Anyway, those three things I said we should keep close. Is preferable if we can print, but at least for today's class, if you can't print, you should at least have it close. I'm referring to that table, the process table. I'm referring to the table of contents. The table of contents in your manual, you want to have it very close by. And your ECU, you want to have it very, very, very close by. Madam Olubumi, are you now compliant with my instruction?
Compliant. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, sir.
$7,000 mo ti ní mi ìgbà lọ́wọ́ yín mọ́, so kò ní ìkẹ́ máa sá fún mi o.
Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ sà.
You are late.
Mo dọ́pẹ́ sà.
All right. Okay. Now that we have these things close, let's just jump in. Oh, we came late. All of us, we came late. You didn't let me have your KLP. Madam Olugumi, I was already imagining what your KLP will be. But you deprived us.
What?
Your KLP now. You don't know what KLP means?
KLB.
KLP, key learning point.
Okay.
Yeah, you deprived us of learning from your KLP. So maybe we will forgive you, but as at this moment, we have not forgiven you.
Please forgive me.
Okay, you are now forgiven.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Creating a high-performing team. Creating a high-performing team. Creating a high-performing team. That is the foundation of all what we'll be discussing. That's where it all starts, from where it flows. All what we'll be discussing flows out of this. So as you know, this is a lesson. Madam Oluwaseyi, from the documents I told you to keep close, how many enablers do we have under this lesson? How many, sorry, that's enablers, sorry. How many tasks? How many tasks? How many topics do we have under this lesson?
7.
Yeah, can you read them to me? Read them to us, please.
Okay, so topic A is build a team.
Okay.
Topic B, define team ground rules.
Okay.
Topic C, negotiate project agreements. Topic 4, empower team members and stakeholders. Topic 5, train team members and stakeholders. Topic 6, engage and support virtual teams. Then topic 7, understanding about a project.
Building a shared understanding. Building a shared understanding. Correct. 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 Okay. Let's proceed. Okay. Madam Olugumi, just read this to us, please. Quickly.
Which one, sir?
This what you have on the screen.
Okay. Lesson objectives by topic. A, determine project team. Okay. Determine project team member requirements. Appraiser team skills. And maintain team knowledge transfer.
Appraise team skills.
Oh, sorry. Appraise team skills. And maintain team knowledge transfer.
Okay.
That can be seen in our ECHO task 1.2 and 1.6.
Okay.
Then B, collectively define project ground rules based on context, such as organizational rules and team dynamics. You can also find that in ECHO task 1.12. C, determine a negotiation strategy and negotiate project agreements. ECHO task 1.8. Organize around team strengths and support team task accountability. ECHO task 1.4. Ensure team members and stakeholders are adequately trained. ECHO task 1.5. F, continually evaluate the effectiveness of visual team member engagement. ECHO task 1.11. G, reach consensus and support the outcome of the parties' agreement. ECHO task 1.10.
Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. I'm sure all these things you are reading now, they still be sounding Greek-like and German-like.
Hmm.
Okay? By the time we are done, you know these things like the back of your hand. All right. Um, let's start with the first what? Topic, the first task, and that is build a team. But before we go in, let's pick some small grammar. PMP, you know PMP now. Mm. Then we're talking about this is you have over a million PMPs all over the world. Yes, they actually have over a million now. So your ECU, like you know, contains domains, tasks, and enablers, such that in the exam you have 50% of the questions coming from process domain, 42% coming from people, and 8% coming from business environment. Okay, now let us discuss. Madam Olubumi, are you there?
I'm here, sir.
What do you think we have on the screen now? What are these things?
We have enablers
For which task or which topic do we have these enablers?
for creating a high performing team.
Is that a topic? Is that a task?
Which one is task? Which one is topic?
And topic and task mean the same thing.
Okay.
And you should know now. Why you did not come to last class now? Hmm? So these are enablers. Enablers of which? Of what? Are we looking at now?
Of task 1.22.
Wrong. Wrong. These are enablers of what?
For the rest
Madam
of
Oluwaseyi.
build a team.
Exactly. These are enablers of build a team. Build a team. That's where what we are discussing right now. Build a team. But now, Madam Olubumi,
Uh,
read the first enabler to us.
the first one says support diversity and inclusion.
Good. Kí ló wà níwájú ẹ̀?
In front of
It's in front of support diversity and inclusion. What do we have in front?
we have echo 1.22.
Now, what does that 1.2.2? What does it mean?
It means that's where we can find it on our echo.
Okay. So can you now open your echo and go and locate this? Can you try? What do you notice?
Okay.
Yeah, Madam Olubumi, quickly.
Okay, sir.
Madam Oluwaseyi, oh yeah, you safe.
Okay, on the
Okay,
map.
you know what? Let's just go on break now. So is a break with an assignment. Madam Olubumi, Madam Oluwaseyi, you two of you have this assignment of locating each of these enablers in the ECU document. There is a hidden trick there that I want us to uncover, but I will not tell you. I want us to uncover it ourselves. So our break starts now. Resume in 10 minutes. By then, I want you to uncover the secrets yourself. So, thank you.
you send me. You send me. You send it. See, I will send it.
Hello. Yeah, we're back. Back. Okay, so Madam Olubumi, how did you discover? Madam Oluwase Alpha, what did you discover?
Okay, so if I look at this, what is on the screen are the enablers for the topic build a team.
Okay.
Under the lesson creating a high performing team.
Okay.
And I discovered that on the ECO map,
Okay.
supports diversity and inclusion up until maintain team knowledge are under the domain people.
Okay.
So the numbering of 1, 2, 2 in this case will be 1 will be the domain, 2 will be the task, and 2, the last 2 will be the enabler.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. What else did you discover? Is that all, Madam Oluwase?
So the last thing, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it, is also one of the things we discovered last week, that how do you put it? How do I put it? There's a more like there's a mix and match. I don't know how to put it. So maybe also, yeah, something like that. I'm trying to find the right words. So for example, the last enabler under building a team is from the domain process.
is from the process domain.
Sorry, process domain.
Okay. How did you recognize
So
that?
it's about teams, it's about people, but it's also inherently about the process.
That's confusing. That's confusing. Can you simplify that?
Okay, so what I mean is discuss responsibilities within teams. So the fact that it is an enabler for team building or team formation makes it relevant under people. But the fact that you're discussing responsibilities, project responsibilities, makes it relevant under process also.
Okay, so if it is under process,
sir,
what is
yes,
under which task? It's under which task in the process domain?
Is the last one. So that will be, let me check, that will be tax 16. Let's see. Let me quickly refer to that. 216. So that's ensure knowledge transfer for project continuity. So the first enabler there is discuss project responsibilities within team.
Okay. 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 Beautiful. Thank you very much for that observation. Madam Olubumi, are you there?
I'm here, sir.
Beautiful. Let's hear from you. Alpha.
Yeah, she said it all.
No, she has not.
Yes, she has.
Okay, I repeat what she said.
What did you say?
When you repeat it, I said when you repeat what she said, you will uncover that she has not said it all.
You asked that what did we notice on this support diversity and inclusion with the ECHO 1.22 that is written in front of it. And if we look at the ECHO map, you can see the points, the 1.22 on domain 1, task 2, and enabler 2, which is the support diversity and inclusion.
Okay. So 1.2.2 means that one stands for the domain, which is people.
The one stands for domain.
The two
then the next one stands for task.
So we now look for
the last one
under domain 1.
Yes.
That last 2 now stands
for the enabler. Is the enabler, yes.
So support diversity and inclusion is referring to enabler 2 under task 2 under domain 1. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, can you trace task 2? So can you trace domain enabler 2 of task 2 of domain 1? Can you trace it to the issue? Where do you see it?
As the appraised team skills?
No.
Is it the appraised team skills you're talking about?
No. I know I said support diversity and inclusion now, 1.2.2. I said trace the second domain, the second enabler of the second task of the first domain. Trace it into the issue. What do you see there?
The second task is lead a team.
The second enabler of the second task of the first domain.
Of the first domain.
Then
the second task is lead a team. Then the enabler, the second enabler there is support diversity and inclusion.
Okay. Now, my question for you, Madam Olubumi, do you give me permission to confuse you?
Confuse, sir.
Yeah. I said, are you giving me the permission to confuse you?
Sir, go ahead.
Hey, you sure for you? Hey!
If you confuse me, you'll still be the one to do the explanation. So I don't fear.
Okay, let's see how. Okay. Now, on the slide, Now,
Mhm.
which task are we discussing?
Which task are we discussing?
Yes.
For which of the enablers, sir? Because we have 6 enablers
The
here.
enablers on the screen right now. You know, this list of enablers are for a particular task.
Yes.
They are for a particular topic. What's the
Yes,
topic
they are
we are
for
discussing at the moment?
different tasks. They are for different tasks. We have the one for
No,
domain
don't
1.
forget that right now we are discussing enablers for build a team.
Build a
You seem to
team.
have forgotten.
I have not, sir.
Yes.
We are discussing the enablers for building a team. Okay, if that is correct, 1.2.2, which task is there?
Task 2.
That 2 there. What's that task?
Task 2.
Yes.
The task is lead a team.
Build a team and lead a team, are they the same?
Lead a team.
Lead a team, build a team. Are they referring to the same task?
No, I don't think so.
So do you think that support diversity and inclusion is not supposed to be there?
Do I think that it's not supposed to be under lead a team?
It is not supposed to be under build a team.
It's not supposed to be under build.
At least we can see that it's supposed to be under lead a team. 1.2. Second enabler under the first domain. You can see that that is its location. But now we are seeing it under build a team. So, Madam Olubumi, have I confused you?
Is it under build a team? Where is your build a team, sir?
Madam, you are forgetting that we are currently discussing the first topic under lesson 1, which is create a high performing team. You forgot it.
Yes.
We are on build a team under the lesson of creating a high performing team. And when we are listing the enablers for that, topic, on this slide you have support diversity and inclusion. So do you suggest that we write a letter to PMI telling them that they made a mistake on this slide?
Sir, looking at this echo map, under task 6, that's where you have your build. Yes, task 6, build a team.
Okay.
There is no support diversity and inclusion.
Exactly. Now you understand. So do you support that we should write to PMI that they made a mistake in this slide?
So I wouldn't say they made a mistake, because
Madam, you are going back and forth. You are looking like I successfully confused you.
I have a question. Can I ask? Or wait until
are
she's
you
done?
Also confused?
I'm not confused. Just a question.
All right.
I have a question. Can I ask?
Ask your question.
Okay, so my question is,
you too, not me.
Okay. No worries. Maybe she has said if you confuse, you will clear the confusion. All right. So my question is this: since we said that the enablers are like a guide, this is not everything.
Okay.
So is it possible that, because if you look at build a team, it seems to be logical also to include support diversity and inclusion?
Okay. It seems to be logical to include support diversity and inclusion while building a team. Proceed. You want to be stubborn. You want to escape my confusion. I will not agree. Please proceed.
So considering also that all the lists of enablers here, as PMI has also said, that is a guide. It can be more than this.
Okay.
So if I can include, so I'm trying to respond to what you said about writing to PMI that PMI is wrong. Yeah, I don't think so, because I think that in the process of building a team, support, diversity, and inclusion may not be a bad idea, depending on the makeup of the team.
Is it the makeup of the team that will make you like that enabler, or it is that enabler that will make you be careful in making up the team?
In making up the team. So again, I think it's both ways. There are times that you have the flexibility of building your own team, and there are times that you get a team that you have to work with.
Okay, yes, correct. Correct. Okay. Okay, I think the answer is clear now, Abi. It's actually clear. Kudaru. Madam Olugumi, say you are not sweating. Kudaru.
No, sweat.
Kudaru. Kudaru. The answer is in the ECU already, but you did not take notes. Who can figure out the answer? The answer is in the ECU. Who can figure it out? Oh yeah, 30 seconds. Who can figure it out? Look at the ECU. Shine your eyes there. What do you see there? Ten more seconds. Mr. Mohammed, what's the proof that you are not asleep?
Sorry, sir. What are we looking for?
I said the answer to the confusion is in the ECU. And I said, who can go and uncover that answer? Clearly stated.
You said yourself that there's no confusion again. That's why I'm now almost confused, because you mentioned that there's no confusion again. So what are we looking for?
You have attempted uncovering the confusion. But the issue is you only remove the ashobora, the bed is still there. So yes, the caterpillar you use to move the bed is already in the ECU. You just need to go and pick it from there. It's clearly stated. You need to go and pick it. So who has picked it from there? Mr. Moment, anytime you are silent in class, you think you have slept. That's the general principle that applies all the time.
That's the enabler.
That's the enabler.
I've not slept. I'm in class.
Okay. Oh yeah. What do you uncover?
So based on your last question, that
okay,
go on,
Madam
sir.
Let's hear from Mr. Mohammed.
Yes.
You might have the magic solution for us.
Anything, he said this in the ECU. I've not been able to uncover it. That's what I want to say. So she can continue. Why me I listen?
Okay. Madam Oluwaseyi, please continue.
Sir, I'm not sure if this is what you're looking for, but if you check the column covered in for so for tax 2, sorry, what am I saying? Yes, enabler 2 of task 2 of domain 1.
Again,
support,
please,
diversity, and
you are
inclusion.
introducing a new confusion into our head. Can you say it to us so that you don't confuse us more?
Am I?
Task
okay,
number
I said enabler.
50, what do you call it?
No, I said enabler 2. Enabler 2 of task 2 of domain 1.
Read out the
There's no confusion. Repeat.
Okay.
To support diversity and inclusion.
Okay.
That, if I look at the reference to the manual,
okay,
is sitting in 1A, 4A.
Okay.
And if I look, and it is the task here is lead a team. And if I look at task 6, which is build a team, I also have the enablers here sitting in the same yeah. I don't know if I was able to communicate what was on my mind.
Your spirit is correct, but your body is not fully
My
correct.
verse is not Abi. Okay.
Your body is not fully correct, but your spirit is
correct. Okay.
Madam Olubumi, let's hear from you. Alpha. Talk now.
I don't know what you want us to talk about. I don't understand.
Okay. Let me pick it from
because we've been talking about lead a team, build a team.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The key point here is look at covered in, that column covered in your ECU. The most important point I have been waiting for you to talk about. Madam Olubumi knows it, but she's not saying it. Maybe she's shy. She doesn't want to say it. She said it earlier, then maybe I confused her, and then she stopped saying it. And it is the fact that you have cases of enablers showing up in multiple tasks. Simple. And that is evident in this covered in column in your ECU. Support diversity and inclusion. If you trace it into the ECU, you will find it under domain 1, under task 2 of domain 1. You will find it as this enabler 2 of task 2 of domain 1. You see it there, support diversity and inclusion. Okay, if you now look in front, Mr. Mohammed, if you look in front of that column, of that row, what do you see?
I saw 4A also. And 4A is under lead a team.
Are you sure that's what you saw? Who else can see something else? Like Mr.
1A and 4A.
1A and 4A. So, Madam Olubumi, what is 1A? What is 4A?
And 1A is build it.
Okay.
4A is lead it.
Exactly. That explains why you can see support diversity and inclusion under both lead it and build it. Simple. It's as simple as that. Madam Olubumi, is it clear now? But were you confused before? Maybe I was still confused, sir. Because I know you mentioned it, but I confused you and then you started doubting yourself. You mentioned it now that you have tasks from all, you have enablers from other tasks here. And you mentioned it. I think you mentioned it. So,
okay, clear.
That's that. But ordinarily in the ECU, how many enablers do we have under build a team?
I think it's 4.
How many?
4.
4. What are the 4?
This stakeholder skills.
Okay.
Deduce project resource requirements.
Okay.
Continuously assess and refresh team skills to meet project needs.
Okay.
Maintain team and knowledge transfer.
Solid. Solid. But now on this slide, how many do you have there?
You've got 6.
So meaning that we have borrowed how many?
We borrowed 2.
Good. The first one was borrowed from which task?
Yeah. It was borrowed from task 2.
Which is what?
Which is lead a team.
The second one was borrowed from where? Or what is the second one? What's the second one? Let's agree on that.
The second one the second one was not borrowed.
I mean, what is the second one? In the ECO, under build a team, we have four tasks, 4 enablers. Abi, do we agree on that, Madam Olubumi?
Yeah.
Madam Olubumi, are you there?
We have 4.
I can't hear you well. In the ECO for build a team, we have 4 tasks. On the slide here, we have 6. So which are the 2 that were borrowed? What are what? The internet is what happened? Just went bad. Oh, that's gone. Okay, Mr. Mohammed, please pick up on where you stood.
But I don't know how to take it up.
Are you sure you're in class, Sha? This one that I don't know how to take it up.
I'm in class.
That's my second question for you today that you did not guess right. If you miss my third question, you go chop fine. Mr. Jani, are you there?
Yes.
Is Mr. Toya Jani with us, or we have lost him to?
Yes. I'm with you. I'm responding.
What are we discussing right now? What are we discussing?
Oh, we're build a team.
Well, what about it are we discussing?
We're talking about we talked about the what's it called, the enablers under build a team.
If you go to the ECU, how many enablers do you find there under build a team?
4.
If you come to the screen, the slide, how many enablers do you see there? Mr. Toya Jani, on the screen right now, how many enablers do we have under build a team?
On the screen, I can't see your screen. I'm looking at you. Hold on. Okay, I've seen the screen. I have the.
Are you on a phone? Please, it's advisable that we join class from a laptop, not phone. If his phone is okay by you, then fine, but he's discouraged. You have 6. Can you identify the 2 that are here but are not in the ECU under build a team? Can you identify those 2?
Let me get that again. You said, can I identify the 2 that are on the slide that are not in the ECU?
Yes.
That's the question.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah. You should know the answer already. We've said it many times in class.
Discuss responsibility within teams.
1. There should be a second one. What's that?
Determine team members' requirements.
Hey, Oga, hey, you wrong bad day. Yes.
Okay.
So are you telling me that if you go to the ECU, you will not see determine team members' requirements under build a team? Is that correct?
Determine team members' requirements. But, except you want to squeeze it under continuously access and refresh team skills.
No. No.
Okay. Continuously access and refresh team skills.
No.
Okay. Reduce project resource requirement. Okay. I think it's just a nomenclature issue. You said what?
This determine team member requirements. Does it mean the same thing as support diversity and inclusion? Because I can't see where it is on the ECO yet.
Deduce project resource requirements. Determine team member requirements. I think I think which one is more up to date? I think the slide should be more up to date than the issue. But they mean the same thing. Determine team member requirements, deduce project resource requirements.
Are they the same?
Yes, they mean the same.
Okay, how about appraise team skills and appraise stakeholder skills? Are they also the same?
Yes, they mean the same.
Okay, so the two that are added will be the number one enabler and the last enabler.
Exactly. Support diversity and inclusion, and then discuss
responsibilities.
So the question I ask is, support diversity and inclusion. Where is that one coming from? Which task is it coming from? From where did we borrow it?
From lead a team.
From lead a team. Beautiful. Discuss responsibilities within team. Where did we borrow it from?
That one was borrowed from Echo 2.16.1.
Yeah, where is that?
It was borrowed from ensure knowledge transfer for project continuity.
Solid. Mr. Toya Jani, is it safe to understand that we are together? Is it safe?
Yes, please.
Do you understand what we have been discussing?
Yes. The only area that I was initially confused, what I think is clearer now, is where we're saying something about where did you borrow it from? Where did you borrow it from? So, but I think with the last one now, I think it's clear. You understand? Someone just responded and said it's from ensure knowledge transfer for project continuity. So that's where we borrowed that one from. I think then it makes sense.
Do you know it because it was said? Or you actually understand why it's from there?
Say that.
Do you know it because somebody said it? Or if the person had not said it, you will have found the answer yourself?
I did it before. So I was scrolling down to you understand. So it's clear.
Okay. Mr. Mohammed, I can sense it that you have a question. Yeah, spit out your question.
I have a question. Where this
I know, I can sense it.
Responsibility with teams.
You said what?
This last enabler. Okay. 216. Okay, I'm coming. Like I figure it out.
What figure table?
Okay.
What's okay now? Tell us, we proceed.
No, okay. I'm still trying to look for it too. I even searched. Where did we get this discuss sensibility with things from? Echo 2.16.1. Echo 2.16.1. That should be domain 16. Oh, okay. I've seen it now.
That's domain 2, tag 16.
I've seen it now.
Then enabler 1.
Mr. Mohammed, to be sure that you understand, what do you see? 1A and what?
3H.
What is 3H?
Okay.
What is 3H?
3H
is what?
Okay, this 3H now should be on. I'll go back to. Let me check this other slide. 3H. 3. H.
You are lost.
I'm lost too.
Go to 3H. Why are you lost? 3H. Go to 3H. I think you are lost. You don't know the meaning of 3H, ni?
3H. I'm coming.
Mr.
Go to your lesson 3.
Okay. Another G. Okay.
Hey, Abayi. This is your formula, eh?
Why is it? You are talking about. Okay, I'm going to lesson 3 now.
Anyway,
okay. Yes. Okay.
I have a question, Madam Olubumi. I have a question for you. Are you there?
I'm here.
Don't worry, I'm not going to confuse you this time. I've seen that.
Okay, I've
if
seen
I
it.
to confuse you, I will most likely be successful. But this time, I'm going to attempt confusing you. But if you now become confused, you're on your own. No, sure you understand. Is that it? Now, for God's sake, Madam Olubumi,
Yes,
why are we disturbing ourselves? What it concern me is 1.6 point. Are we doing fraction in class? Are we doing set theory? Are we doing algorithm or algebra? What it concern us concern 1.2.3.4.7 point. What's the meaning of all of these things? Why do we have these numbers in front of the enablers?
I want to believe the reason for the numbers that we have in front of the enablers are for references.
Referencing what to where?
Maybe you want to read about the support, diversity, and inclusion. This number in front of it will tell you where to find it on your PMI authorized PMP exam prep.
Okay. 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 Mr. Toya Jani, let me hear your own thoughts about that question.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
It's for us to know how to use the manual. So I think it's for us to know how to use the manual, such that we just don't read from page 1 to page 2, page 3 like that. You know, there's
Your connection is uninteresting. And I wanted you to complete what you were saying. It was sounding.
So I have Echo in front of me, and I want to go into my manual. Hello, I heard.
We lost you for some seconds. Mr. Toya Jani, please proceed quickly, please.
Hello, is it better now?
I hope so. Continue.
Okay, so left me. I think it's for me to say I pick this Echo document and I want to use it to read my manual. So I don't just go into my manual and read page 1, page 2, page 3 like that. I'll read this, look at my 4D in my manual, finish my 4D, then I'll go to 4A, then go back to 1A, 4A, just like that.
Okay. 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 Interesting. Yes. One of the major reasons why not from textbook, it's just my thoughts, which could be right, which is not necessarily more correct than yours. My own thoughts as the answer to the question is that, Mr. Toya Jani, are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you.
Mr. Toya Jani with us? My own thoughts as to the answer to this thing is that
yes.
Don't forget that the arrangement in the ECO is the default arrangement.
Is what?
Is the default arrangement of your domains, tasks, and enablers. We discussed that last class. The arrangement there is the default arrangement. Now, in the manual, those tasks have been arranged. We discussed this last class, Mr. Toyi, do you remember? We said they have been arranged to achieve what? Mr. Mohammed, we said those things were rearranged to achieve what?
Okay. well, in the new, what you explained in the last class is that looking at the way the EC is arranged, it's natural. But while looking at the way it is arranged by lesson, it makes it more real and like congruence of okay, step by step. After you build a team, you do the work like that, like that.
Okay, okay, yes, yes, you're on track. So my understanding is that as much as they have rearranged it in this way to make it more practical, they don't want to lose the connection back to the original dictionary-like structure of our domains, tasks, and enablers. And that's the reason why, just like somebody mentioned, as a reference, these things are there as a reference back to the source. Where is the source? The ECU is our source. Okay, that's fine. So, the way we'll be taking the class is such that when we start a new task and then we have our enablers, what we do is we justify each of the enablers one by one. What I mean by justification is that you should be able to pick each of those enablers and examine and justify, no need, which other word is for justify it, and explain to yourself and to us why you think it's not a mistake for that enabler to be there. Do we really regard that enabler as a true enabler in achieving the task? So Mohamed Adeleke will be opening the floor. He's supposed to explain to us why he thinks supporting diversity and inclusion is a true enabler for building a team. Over to you, Mr. Mohamed Adeleke.
Okay. Okay. Looking at team performing at their peak, then the team should be hybrid oriented. People with different type of skills that is relevant to the project. And people with diversity of, will I call it, of, let me use the word configuration, let me say temperament, that will be relevant to the nature of project to be handled. So that even though there is diversity, it will now be a strength. And that is why we have the inclusion, so that everybody will be included based on the needs and based on the requirements of the project. So, which is key in building not an high performing team.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Madam Olubumi, can you justify to us why you regard appraising team skills as an enabler towards building a team?
Okay. Appraising team, why is an important enabler? Is that your question, sir?
Appraising team skills, yes.
Team skills. Okay, you're asking why it is important to build a team.
Why it is important? Why when you are building a team?
When you are building a team.
Appraising team skills and enabler of importance.
Yes, it's very important that, from time to time, you need to appraise your team to be sure that they are still on track. They still have that how do I put it? The skills that is required for them to carry out.
First of all, do you understand what it means to appraise team skills?
Appraiser, when you are appraising team skills, you're trying to, I don't know the English to use. I understand what it means.
Say it in Yoruba now.
Even in Yoruba, I cannot say it.
When you say appraise team skills, what are you doing? let's also agree on that one first before we now say how it is related to building it.
When
Proceed, please.
okay, appraise. Ah, God.
I don't understand though. Okay. Madam Oluwase, you help us. Come and help us help our auntie.
So to just add a little to what she has said, appraised team skills is important for building a team because this particular enabler allows you to understand and profile every member of the team such that you know if they have skills that is required to be able to do the project work. So it gives an indication as to the training needs for the team in order to be well equipped for the task at hand.
Okay. So Madam Olubumi, that's fine.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, you take on Madam Oluwase's question. Yeah, just find the next one.
Which one?
The next one, the third one.
Determine team member requirements.
Yes.
It's also very important when you are building up a team.
Why? How? We know it's important. Explain, justify.
Because the project manager, should be able to determine the team members' requirements when building up the team for the job to be able to go on well and be successful.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. What else have I spoken? Ogatoya Janiapa.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, pick the next one. Justify. Why do you think this is a good enabler for us?
That's continuously access and refresh team skills.
Correct.
Okay, so this is important because we need to know if the team is still on top of their game, and that there are times when along the line the project deliverables will change or can be, so when it changes, we need to reassess our team. Do they still have the skills required to deliver on this project? And some of the skills they had before, do we need to do some refresher so that they can polish their skills and be on top of their game?
Okay. Makes sense.
Can I add a little to that?
Yeah, please do, quickly.
Okay, so in addition, sometimes because projects also do not exist in a vacuum, they exist within the business context. There may be changes within the larger organization that necessitates updating the skills of the project team members. So that could also fall under that.
Okay. Who has not spoken? Mama Dadeleke, have I heard a voice?
Yes, and the person that talked about the first.
Sha, pick number 5 quickly. Pick number 5.
Number 5, maintain knowledge and transfer.
I can't hear you well, Shay, you know.
Okay, maintain team knowledge and transfer. Of course, looking at what is in front of it, 1, 6, 4. Under the eco map, because I'm really using that one to further comprehend it, apart from what I know from my head. That is under domain 1.
Okay, so we have one more.
Okay.
Who will take that one? Madam Oluwaseya. No, don't worry. Let Madam Oluwaseyi take it first. Yeah, Madam Oluwaseyi, discuss the last one. Justify why do we need it when building a team? It's out. Okay, Mr. Mohammed,
sorry, sir. Which one? Discuss
okay,
responsibilities within teams.
Yes.
Is it this? Is it the last one?
Yes, the last one. Oh yeah, now the last one. Okay.
Hello.
So, madam, hello.
Sorry, my network is bad. It keeps kicking me out. So what was your question again?
The last item here. Discuss
Okay.
responsibilities.
Discuss responsibilities within teams.
Okay, within teams, yes. How is it
Yes.
to us?
So to build a team, I think it's also important that everybody understands the task ahead of the project team.
Okay.
So it's called the bigger picture, and then everybody is able to see their parts within that big picture. It keeps the team together. It keeps them focused on the same thing. If everybody knows what the whole team is working towards.
Solid. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, even my eyes don't they close once more. Move, stretch. Let's stretch. Take some water. Stretch. We have 10 minutes break. Ish. Hello. Hey.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Aha.
Again,
So we don't rest now.
again.
Okay. If all what we've been able to do today is to understand the very little thing we have done, then our journey has been simplified. Because, Mr. Mohammed, if you
Now,
look at the issue, it is very easy for you to just think they're just random lines and lines and lines and lines and lines and lines, you know. But with the solid understanding of what we have discussed today, and part of what we discussed last class. In fact, okay, Mr. Mohammed, let me test your understanding. Can you guess up one if you were told that you'll be given $1,000,000 to be able to think up another enabler to this list, what would it be? Mr. Toya Jani, also keep yours. I need your own opinion too. If you were to add one more enabler to this from your discretion, what would it be?
okay, good thing.
Mr. Toya Jani, from your own side, how far?
Yes, please.
What do you think?
Okay, if I'm to add one more enabler to this from the all enablers from on my own, right?
Yes, on your own, from your discretion.
On my discretion. Uh,
Don't forget that we
give
said
me a
this
minute,
list,
please.
this list is not exhaustive.
Yeah.
If you are supposed to manage a project tomorrow, you might
Okay.
have to take some other things into consideration, because your case might not be a generic case. There might be some peculiarities that will
Yeah.
make you take some things into consideration. So give me an example of something you could take into consideration.
It's 21:30.
Toya Jani don't go. Okay, DJ now.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Toya now,
I'm
time to
thinking.
go.
Oh, ah, uh,
Madam
okay.
Olubumi. Okay, yeah, quickly, Mr. Jani.
Um, I think I will discuss about the technologies available.
How is that related to building a team?
Ah, ah.
Okay. I think I have an idea now.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's
Wait.
hear.
No, wait. Toya Jani, please complete. Conclude, don't run away.
Okay.
How is that related to building a team?
Oh, okay. Um, Maybe he shouldn't be here, but I'm thinking that the technologies available for the team to use will
Oga,
at
that's part of
will.
determining team member requirements.
Okay.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
That's part of team member
It is.
requirements,
I
Oga.
agree. It
Okay,
is.
Mr. Mohammed, you want to say something?
Ah, okay. Well, let me say it and see maybe I'll be back. What I'm looking at is that when building a team, one of the key things that also attract the right talent is to talk about the maybe that's already been said though, but the vision. Well, of course, they already know the vision of the project, so no interacted.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
give us a project. Let us give enabler for a particular project, giving a team a particular project.
Me, I
Eh,
will put division under appraiser.
Appraise team, not appraiser, no. Appraise team skills. not appraiser. You are not appraising performance.
Yeah.
You want to have an idea of what exactly we are taking a
Appraise,
stock.
yes.
So maybe appraise might not be the right word. Might not be, maybe appraise is a bit confusing. Another name should be take stock of team skills. Hey.
Review.
Review. Yeah, review team skills. Yes, that's another good word. Anyway, let me leave you with that assignment. Go and be thinking up another kind of enabler you can put there. Let's just move on so that we don't see really
You can give us like two examples, then we'll go and think about more.
You said what?
Give us like one or two examples, then we will go and think about more.
No, I don't have the answer in my head. I'm thinking as I'm talking to you. You understand? It's not like I already have a list. PMI has put so much thought into this to give you 6 generic enablers. You can be very sure that 7 out of every 10 extra enablers you want to think of is already in one of these 6. But they are still humble enough not to close the door to tell you these are all possible things. No. There will be some cases in which you want to do something else other than what you have here. Not like I have the answer off my head. Okay. Mr. Toyajani, can you remind us what is meant by ITTOs?
ITT.
O's, yes.
Input, input, tools, techniques, and output.
Okay. Correct. So, what do they mean in relation to project management?
Okay.
Now we
So
explain the
inputs are
quickly.
okay. Inputs are how do I put it now? Okay, inputs are the task. Is it?
Task, okay.
No. Okay, let me start. I think techniques is how we want to go about it. Tools are what the things that will be required in executing the project. Then the output is the solution, is the final delivery.
Okay. 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 Okay.
You don't seem to agree with me.
Small kind. Small kind. The output is like what delivery or what did you call it?
It's the end product. Let me put it like that. The solution. That's the
Correct. That's better. That's more. That's crisper. That's crisper. Okay. 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 That's fine. So in our normal process table, normal processes, I mean, box 6. For every process, you have your ITTOs, inputs, tools, techniques, and outputs. The inputs are like a collection of those things that you need to get your process done or that play a role in that process being done. Tools, techniques are those things, concepts or physical tools, whatever, that help you in getting it done, that you actually use to get it done. And then outputs, that's like the, after you are now done, are you creating something? Are you modifying something? What are you doing? Hmm? So that's the output. But in the new syllabus, they have done away with the conventional ITTO approach. What you have now are just deliverables and tools. Mr. Mohammed, what's a deliverable?
Deliverables. Deliverables are skill sets, technology.
What define what a deliverable is?
Okay. Well, deliverables are what is going to be an app based on the subject matter.
Again, please.
Deliverables are what are the expected output or outcome based on the subject matter.
Okay. 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 Now, Mr. Mohammed, remind me, which task are we discussing right now?
Task.
Which topic, which task are we discussing right now?
I know we are discussing about ITTO. So what do you know mean by task?
We are currently still discussing the task. Mr. Toya Jani, do you remember the task we are discussing now?
The task we are discussing now.
Yes. Which task?
Build a team.
Exactly.
Build a team.
Correct. Build a team. So, when you are building a team, or in the process of building the team, in this task, after carrying out, or in the process of carrying out the enablers towards building a team, one of those things you create is your skills list.
Your what?
Skills list.
Okay.
Now, justify. How does this come out from our enablers? Quickly, please, Mr. Mohammed.
Skills list.
Yes.
And going back to our enabler slide, let me check it out here. Okay.
We are now.
I'm coming. Okay. It's basically what is on the last slide we spent some hours on, which is appraising the team. Support.
Simple. You just answered the question. Simple. That's the question. Okay, Mr. Toya Jani, technology. Where is it coming from?
Team requirement.
Exactly. If you have been able to determine team member requirements, then you will have been able to know, okay, which technology stack would we be needing or be using on the project. Okay. Madam Olubume, resource schedule, where is it coming from?
Resource schedule.
Okay. Where is it coming from?
No, I don't know. Could it be discuss responsibilities within teams?
No.
Huh?
No.
Maintain team knowledge and transfer.
What does that have to do with resource schedule?
Okay.
Do you know what a resource schedule is?
Necessary materials that will be needed to carry out the project.
Okay. Resource schedule here is like anytime you see schedule, it's like a timetable of availability of this is available at this time, it's not available at this time, this is usable at this time, this is not usable at this time. So I still think this is more to your team requirements, kind of.
Is what?
It's more
team member requirements.
Team member requirements, yes.
It's connected to project requirements.
Yes, connected to project requirements. I think there was one that we saw that in the ECO was renamed for some project resource something. What was it? Can you check your ECO? There was one that we saw, project resource something was renamed. Come about diary, project resource something. Where is it? Yes, deduce project resource requirements. Deduce project resource requirements. Reduce project resource requirements. So that's just an overview of what we mean by deliverables. Essentially, it's saying in the name of carrying out the task or the topic, you necessarily would need to carry out some enabling activities to be able to achieve the task. And the enabling activities you are doing, a lot of times, would require, what's the word? Anyway, I think you understand what I'm trying to pass across. Then when you say tools are more like actual, like instruments, that you need to be able to carry it out. Okay. So project team would explain. Madam Olubu, may I read to us? Okay.
Sir?
Read to us.
What? What's on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Project resource management includes 1. Estimate, acquire, and manage teams of people.
Okay.
2. Estimate the other resources those team members we need.
Okay.
Obtain the people.
Okay.
Develop the team. Improve their competencies. Facilitate interactions.
Okay.
And create an effective teaming environment.
Okay.
Track team performance. Create and execute improvements based on feedback.
Okay.
Resolve issues and manage team personnel changes.
Okay. So, Madam Olubumi, are you there?
Don't read it. I'm here.
Go back to the WhatsApp group.
To WhatsApp.
To see, yes, the WhatsApp group. Go back to the
process
chat.
Process chat.
I shared.
Today?
Yes.
Okay. I'm there.
Read out the processes we have under resource management.
Under resource, we have for planning, plan resource management, estimate activity, resources.
Okay.
Then under executing, we have acquire resources, develop team, manage team.
Yes.
And then under monitoring and control, you have the control resources. That's all.
Okay. Have you read it?
Yeah, finish reading. Under
I lost you.
resources.
I lost you at some point. Read it again.
My monitoring and control, you have control resource
You start
resources.
from beginning now. Start from beginning.
Oh, okay, sir. Resource. Under initiating, nothing. Under planning, you have plan resources. Oh, resource management.
Okay.
Estimate activity resources.
Okay.
Under executing, you have acquire resources,
Okay.
develop team,
Okay.
manage team. And then
Hmm.
under monitoring and control, you have control resources.
Okay.
Closing, nothing.
Okay. 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 So do you now see the Madam Uluwaseyi, I want you to pay attention. Do you now see the relationship between what we are discussing now and the old syllabus? Madam Uluwaseyi, are you there? Oh, she's gone again. The reason why you need to pay a lot of attention at this point is that a lot of what they use tends. Madam Olubumi, you are drawing on the screen.
Sorry. Sorry.
You are drawing for everybody.
Sorry, I didn't know.
Okay. The reason why you need to, if you look at so many aspects of the old syllabus that are still discussed again in the new syllabus, but they just do some panel beating here and there. That's it, they do some panel beating here and there. If you realize that, for example, we're talking of project teams, and under here, we're saying project resource management. Although resource management is something from the whole thing, box. So at the end of the day, we have not walked too far away from where we are. Have not walked too far away from it. Okay, so this has been read to us. Let's move on. So project member, team member requirements. Okay. So what are the considerations that you consider, that you factor in when you are one of the biggest at this point? So now, need the relevant skill set to perform the work and reduce the desired results. Avoid single point of failure caused by a single resource having a required capacity. Use generalized specialists when it comes to core competency, general skills that can be leveraged to support others on the field. These are some of those things you put in consideration for team member issues. Other consideration, physical resources, equipment, rights, and all of that. Okay? So who's the stakeholder? Mr. Toya Jani, who's the stakeholder?
Stakeholders are a good example of a stakeholder is people that are that are affected maybe by the project. Okay, let me just read from here, Abi. A stakeholder,
Yeah.
an individual group or organization that may be affected by, or perceived itself to be affected by a decision, activity, or outcome of a project, programs, or portfolio.
Correct. Can you interpret the graph or the diagram beside it? Yeah, interpret. We are soon finishing class, so we're not stopping. We're stopping earlier today. We're not continuing up to 10:30. That's project 10. That's good. You have nothing like this.
So under stakeholders,
Okay.
we have the suppliers, customers, and end users.
Okay.
Then for the project sponsors, we have the governing bodies, the steering committees, and the PMOs. PMOs meaning forgot.
Okay.
So then under the project team, we have the PPP managers and the resource managers. I guess the PP managers are project. What's the PPP? I don't know. So we have the resource managers.
Okay.
And we also have the project manager. So the project manager, or should I say, use the word oversees, ensures that everybody's interest is catered for.
Okay. 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 Thank you very much. From this diagram you can see on the screen. Apart from the definition of stakeholder, this is like the definition of stakeholders by normal English language. So what this means is this is an approximation of how the old how do I put it? Anyway, let's give that a lot of time. The core here is project manager is the core. It's a lot of things central around you. And then you have what do you call it? Then you start expanding small. After being the only person who knows it off your head, you expand small. You identify issues, you fix it. By the time you come back, okay, project manager on one side, there's a larger set of body that has high power over there. And then there's a higher level of body over those ones too. And then there's a level over those ones too. So the point here is, okay, sorry. The point here is the stakeholders. I usually define stakeholders as 3 in 3 for 3. Mr. Jani, what's your column?
I didn't hear you. You said usually define, then I lost you.
Stakeholder. Usually define
Okay.
3 in 3 for 3.
3 in 3 for 3.
Yes.
What's that?
Definition of a stakeholder. The stakeholder
3
is
in
either
3 for 3.
Yes. The stakeholder is either an individual, a collection of people, or somebody. Okay. And a stakeholder is anybody who affects anybody. No, 3 in 3 for 3. Mr. Jani, are you following?
Yes.
The first 3 is a stakeholder is any individual, organization or body, or any individual, group, organization, or any entity generally. Those are the first 3. The next 3 that can affect, that can be affected, or perceived to be affected. That's the second 3. And the third 3 is perceived to be affected about what? Perceived to be accepted about what? Are you there? Mr.
Yes.
Again.
I'm not sure it's my internet too, but it's breaking.
Can you hear me, Mr. Shegun? 3 in 3 for 3. That's what we are discussing, Mr. Toyajani. Are you there?
Yes, but it's breaking. So maybe I need to reset my internet, please. If I'm the only one affected.
Madam Olubumi, is
I
also
thought it was
breaking on
from
your side?
No, we can hear you clearly.
Hey. So 3 in 3 for 3. Definition of stakeholder. The first 3. A stakeholder is any individual, group of people, or an organization. That's the first 3. The next 3 is that, okay, those people we mentioned, which of them are impacted by the project? You know what it means to be impacted by the project? Something about the project has to do with you. So impacted by the project, or is impacting the project. That is, you can use impact, you can use affect. That is, anybody or group of people or organization, first 3. Next 3, that can affect the project, or that can be affected by the project, or can perceive to be affected by the project. By what? The last 3, by the whole project itself and the results, by an activity on the project, or by the end user of the project. Mr. Toyajani, that is all. Madam Olubumi, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember what we called a stakeholder?
Sir?
Stakeholder, do you understand who they are?
Yes. They are a group of people that can be affected by the activities of the project, or they can also affect the activities of the project.
Okay. Anyway, that's fine. Let's just take some more slides. We'll call it a day. Stakeholder identification. Identifying stakeholders tends to happen as the charter is being developed. The charter is like your major opening document for the project. It's a major opening document for the project. We'll discuss more about charter going forward. So, list of identified stakeholders should be reviewed and modified as changes occur throughout the project. The project plans that are delivered should include stakeholders and the planned engagement model. As the project progresses, documents such as change log, so list of identified stakeholders should be reviewed and modified as changes occur throughout the project. The project plans that are developed should describe stakeholders and the planned engagement model. As the project progresses, documents such as change logs, issue logs, or requirement documents can reveal additional stakeholders. The stakeholder list may be affected by organizational, environmental factors. Referring to stakeholder list from previous projects might be useful. Have we discussed OPAs and EEFs? Mr. Mohammed, have you heard the terminology EEF and OPAs? Have you heard it before?
Yeah, we discussed it during the beginning of during the introductory class.
Yeah, remind us, what are EEFs and OPAs?
I saw that slide. It was Madam Olubumi that smashed the explanation the other day. So I was also there reading the slide and listening to her explanation, but it didn't gel well that time. But something I remember.
Okay, Madam Olubumi, come and help us with the explanation. EEFs and OPAs, Madam Olubumi, quickly. Madam Olubumi, are you there? It's not there. Madam Oluwaseyi, are you there? Hello, Madam Oluwaseyi.
I am, sir.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, remind us.
Hello,
EF and
sir. I'm
OPAs.
here.
Thank you. Remind us EF and OPAs.
So EEFs are enterprise environmental factors,
Okay.
while OPAs are organizational process assets. So by definition, OPAs, just as the name depicts, they are internal and to a very large extent within the control of the project team. So
Okay.
this could include assets, organizational assets like knowledge repository, um, um, uh,
Okay.
examples now.
Yeah, with you.
Sorry, I'm struggling to remember.
Okay.
So it could also be procedures, policies, yeah. While EEFs are outside of the scope of control of the project team, and these examples of EEFs could be government policies that could impact the project, and yeah, that's all I can remember now.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. OPAs are largely documents that you have used on the project that you have archived. And then when somebody else wants to start a project, they don't have to start from scratch because you have already done, because you have saved the template you use for Nigeria. So that sums it up. Madam Luasheyi, the class has lost energy. Let's stop.
Sir?
I need the class
Sir?
has lost the class has lost energy. Let's stop for today.
Oh God, today is a good day. Oh God.
Yeah, I've
All
lost
right.
energy. It's a bit dull, okay.
Have you finished explaining these last two acronyms?
Okay. The stakeholders list may be affected by organizational environmental factors. By organizational environment factors. Okay, and that took me to the discussion of OPAs and EFs. OPAs are largely documents that are owned by the organization as a result of maybe past projects or as a result of previous documentation that they have. For example, staff manual, for example, ground rules, a lot of, for example, templates of past projects, different project management templates. All of those things are property of the, how do I put it? All of those things are internal to the team. So that's why they call them organizational environmental factors. Last one here is, that's EF. OPA, sorry, that's OPA. EF on its own is referring to, how do I put it? EF is referring to enterprise environmental factors. And that talks about things like weather condition. That talks about things like exchange rates figure. A lot of these things we don't have control over them. So referring to stakeholder list from previous projects might be useful. From the explanation I just gave some moment, can you explain that last point yourself?
Okay, interesting. Looking at these last things you said, okay, looking at the explanation you just made on the process input, which is the OPA and the EEF, of course, referring to logs, manual, lesson learned, templates, proposals that are used for previous projects can be useful when coming up with a new project For example, stakeholder list. Let's assume we are having an event now. Let's call it a property brokerage event in Nigeria, which last year, targeting only Nigerian audience alone. Now we are trying to do a bigger version, bringing top celebrity from the world. Referring to the 2020 edition during COVID, looking at the list of stakeholders we have, and looking at maybe the letters we sent to them, people that are exhibitors, the proposal we sent to them, we can now tweak it accordingly for this new project. And that is why the OPA is very, very important. Then looking at environmental factors, of course, it's even connected because during the last edition of the property brokerage event, it was totally virtual, no physical audience because of COVID. But
Okay, that's fine.
there is no COVID.
Okay, that's fine. No, wala. Abeg, let's just end the class. I want to see. So pick it up from there. Have a nice day.
Thank you. We appreciate.
Yes, good. Bye.